to the letter, this should be the place.
Sorry, we don't serve the general public. I'm afraid you'll have to leave.
Wait! We're not the general public.
Well then, you must be a couple of wandering outlanders that snuck into the nation, judging by your attire.
Are our clothes really so... what...
The Yashiro Commission's seal. This must be from Mr. Toma. In which case, welcome to the Komore Tea House, a safe haven for the Yashiro Commission.
Well, that sounds more like it.
What kind of tea is this?
Well, now that we're here, where's Toma? Paimon doesn't see him anywhere. Do you think he forgot his promise to meet us?
Who forgot their promise? I was beginning to think you'd forgotten about me.
What? Is that dog talking to us?
Relax, no need to look so surprised. I take it this is the first time you've seen me in this? Huh. So you didn't see anything like this when you were in Liyue Harbor?
Now that you mention it, this does suddenly seem less out of the ordinary.
All right, I've had my fun.
Hey! You're this close to getting an ugly nickname, mister!
Well, I've had some time to kill, given that I've been waiting here for you for so long, as was the case in Rito. So I came up with this little fun greeting for when you arrived. But in all seriousness, I would like to apologize about that little test you went through earlier. Though it was quite necessary. It helped us determine whether or not to bring you before Ms. Kamisato, and whether you had the courage to face the lightning alongside us.
Don't think that Paimon's gonna forgive you just because you're getting all serious now.
Sorry, did I overdo it? My apology. Let me just say this. You've often found yourself skirting the rules from the very beginning, haven't you? Naturally, this is due to your unwavering and resolute determination. A long time ago, we had a friend who was much the same. But when the lightning... so you've heard of his story. His light still burns all the more brightly. Yes, of course. I will bring you to the Kamisato residence where the Yashiro Commission is located. But before that, there is one other place I was hoping you both would...
Oh?
I would like you to come with me to the statue of the omnipresent god. It's still under construction now, but you can already see it from practically anywhere on Narukami.
Incoming! This area sure feels gloomy. People probably don't come here often. Are Paimon's eyes playing tricks? Or are there things embedded in the statue?
Visions.
Visions? You mean all the visions that are collected from the Vision Hunt Decree are put into this statue?
So you've already heard of the Vision Hunt Decree. Before I try to explain, I should perhaps remind you first that Mondstadt is the city of freedom, and Liyue is the city of contracts. As for Inazuma, it's known as the Nation of Eternity. The Raiden Shogun is both the nation's most powerful ruler and its deity. The eternity in question is her endless and unchanging will to rule over Inazuma. As such, she relies on the Tri-Commission to regulate the nation's affairs and the Sakoku Decree to limit the people's movement. The Shogun wishes to keep Inazuma in stasis, allowing the stream of time to flow from one end to the other without disturbing it.
Seems like every god has their...
Of course, this is my own limited understanding. As for the reason behind the recent Vision Hunt Decree, perhaps the Shogun believes that visions grant people the power to change, and that her eternity doesn't allow for such instability to exist. Whatever the case, the fact is that the Raiden Shogun has dispatched the Tenryou Commission to scour the nation for visions, embedding each one in this statue. And this statue of the omnipresent god can be seen as Inazuma's symbol of eternity.
But if that's the case, wouldn't you say that the Raiden Shogun is being... oh, I don't know... selfish?
Only outlanders such as yourselves would ever dare speak out so directly against the Raiden Shogun. And yet, I agree. The Vision Hunt Decree is something that simply should not exist. And Miss Kamisato has been committed to fighting it since the day it was announced.
Huh? Hey, are you okay? You look like your mind...
Sound? What sound? I didn't hear anything.
Yeah, you touched the statue, and then...
Aspirations? Have you heard it before? That when a person's ambition reaches a certain strength, that is where visions come from. In other words, a person's vision represents their ambition. So if what you just said is true, then the ambitions of these people are stronger than I imagine. Alright, time for the next stop on our tour of Narukami Island, the Kamisato residence.
So, this is the kind of place where the big shots of Inazuma live, huh? Paimon kinda expected it to be... snazzier.
Welcome at last to the Kamisato residence, honored guests.
Is this the Shirazage Himegimi you keep going on about? Oh,
Yes. As the daughter of the Yashiro Commission, this is how Miss Kamisato... Consider it a time-honored tradition within the Yashiro Commission.
makes sense.
Please forgive my lack of courtesy for receiving you in this fashion. I have awaited your arrival with great anticipation. Until at present in Inazuma, in the name of the Vision Hunt Decree, though the Yashiro Commission serves the Shogun, it is the people with whom we share close bonds. A commission's power rises and falls with the trust of their people. Thus, we cannot remain in traveler. Lend us your power, and we can... Oh...
See, milady, it's just like I...
No, please! Wait! Please, don't... I will introduce you to the Raiden Shogun on one condition. You must fulfill 3 small wishes on my behalf.
What are your wishes?
They pertain to 3 whose visions were taken from them. Perhaps once you've met them, you will understand.
A warrior who guards a village, a former samurai who helped carry out the Vision Hunt Decree, and a swordmaster determined to become the best in the world.
Correct. Please do all you can.
I'm...
Ayaka.
Why are you doing this? Why leave all of a sudden?
Precisely. It's much. The children are desperate for you to take them out to play.
That must be the guy Ayaka.
Ah, you must also be here to... Tejima has protected this place, keeping out the treasure hoarders. But now, all of us, we will gladly...
If you want my... It's clear that Tejima had done nothing wrong. I can't claim to fully understand. Truth be told,
Seems like he's a well... You must be Tejima. So...
Me? It's not a question of why I want to... True. And what made me want to come here 30 years ago? I don't have answers to those questions, because I can't remember. In the past, I knew I wanted to stay here.
Okay. Well, in that case, if... But if... Oh! Maybe if you...
Oh, that reminds me.
I keep a diary?
Oh, yes, you do.
Perfect! So if we want to keep Tejima from leaving, we just need to find his diary.
If you don't mind, we will leave you to find the diary.
This looks like Tejima's diary, all right. Let's see what we have today. The villagers and I got together today. I helped rescue it. I went kite flying today. The string, seems, I went to pray at the shrine again today, and now that's the kind of info we're So this is the Omamori Tejima wrote about. Interesting. But anyway, if he had this with him all the time...
Time to scout.
Here we are! This seems to be... The soil looks like it's been... Must be something pretty amazing. It looks like... Konda Village. Sounds so familiar. Where is that place again? But he's been here for 30 years. Well, let's go give Tejima...
Well, I'll be... That's... Still... Over the years, I must have made a note of anything interesting. Anything that I could share with her when we were finally reunited. And just look at all the things that did happen over the... How could I have forgotten something so important to me? Love, regret, everything. No, after all, I've forgotten who she was. Her face, it's as if she'd never been in my life to begin with. I think maybe not. Although, what if she were to turn up eventually? When I think about it like that, How curious. Why am I... I shall remain here.
Tejima seems to be dealing okay. Seems it's just like Ayaka and Toma were sick. That certainly explains. At least we were able to help him, weren't we? According to Miss Kamisato, the second one who lost their vision is a samurai from the Tenryou Commission. They say the Tenryou Commission is directly controlled by the Shogun. They're the ones responsible for maintaining Lu, but why would they take action against one of their... Paimon doesn't get it. Huh? There seems to be some commotion over there. Let's go see what's...
I'll ask one more time. Do you intend to withhold this
The entire clan is counting on that food. How many times do I have to say it?
You dare deceive us? Those provisions are essential.
You samurai think you can just do whatever you please? The Tenryou Commission will hear of this.
Oh, huh? And who are you? One of Kurosawa's gang, no doubt.
What? We heard the commotion and came...
I see. You seem to have This is Kurosawa. He's a samurai and a member of the Shogun's army. In the past, we'd simply ask him for provisions and he's keeping the provisions for himself.
No one seems to care about us. We used to think Kurosawa was a kind man. It's no wonder all the visions have been confiscated.
This must be one of the people Ayaka asked us to help. But why would she ever want us to help someone like him? Maybe we should talk to Kur...
I've never even heard. I don't know whether it's rumors or whether they're trying to blackmail me. My own family can barely get by as it is. And that's the first bit of truth I've heard all day.
Well, that's strange. You were helping him...
To be perfectly honest, I don't seem to remember the details. All I know is that I would perform certain things every month. And it's not just that.
Does it have to do with the missing emergency provisions?
I didn't take any. To top it all off, my house was just raided by treasure hoarders. If you don't believe me...
Huh. But we better confer. We should be able to find...
We really outdid our...
All those samurai houses,
You haven't seen anything yet. There'll be a lot more where this came from. Today's just the beginning. I'll be leading you... You demand, boss!
These seem like the treasure hoarders we're after. Let's teach them a lesson!
treasure. Where's the treasure?
Oz, reveal thyself!
Picked the wrong test subject.
Oh, there goes all the Mora. Come on, boss. Not bad, kid. You ever think of joining the treasure hoarders? We could use Kurosawa. So he's the one who sent you after us.
So what did you see inside? Was...
Food supplies. You kidding? I didn't want anyone else to see it, so I would. But now that you've caught us, how about...
You've got a deal!
Huh? What the...
There's nothing in here but IOUs!
Yeah, and they all seem to be made out to the... We better talk to this As for you guys, you're free to go.
So, we redeemed ourselves for some IOUs.
Shut it. Let's just get out of here.
Welcome to Tsukumomono Groceries. Or perhaps there's some. Ah, so you're friends of
Whoa! How did Kurosawa end up
Let me think. Kurosawa would come regularly. However, the price of provisions began to skyrocket recently.
So that's how he would. But why did he have to purchase a usual?
Well, if you think about it, the citizens Kurosawa thought that it would be quite the disappointment, so he deemed it necessary to take on the debt rather.
Wow. And no one ever appreciated what he did.
People's attitudes will always reflect their circumstances. If you ask me, of course, I'm sure. As for why he chose to spend his own money, if you're still curious, why don't you go? I see. Most unfortunate. If he doesn't clear the debt on his
sword?
Oh, didn't he tell? I've asked him about its origins. In hindsight, I regret that I know. Why don't you ask him about the sword yourself? Oh, but before you go. Information is. Don't worry. I won't charge much for.
At least we now know where the emergency provisions are coming from. Let's go talk to
I presented them with a choice. It turned out to be a real time saver. Did you manage to track down the treasure hoarders?
That just about sums it up.
Strange. I don't really have any such recollection. Why was I purchasing emergency provisions for everyone? And why? But I could not deny that when I brandished my sword to scare those two away, I could sense that my body was in this sword. I remember once when I was young. I wanted to, what did he say? It would seem that I forgot. All I can remember now is my father telling me that, and...
Hey! If you look carefully, can you recognize the words?
Virtue? Somehow those two words taking on seemingly endless debts to make others happy. But what use are virtue and justice? The Tenryo Commission sees my vision. And the irony of all of it is, I'm incapable of being a good person.
Yet another. When we get the chance, let's speak to Toma. In any case, we must never let him sell off that sword. Yeah. Fortunately for us, you don't have a vision. Let's go find the next poor soul.
Speed of light!
The third person who had their vision taken is supposed to be a famous sword master around these parts. Hyman heard that he's the present-day master of Meikyo Shisui art. This is his dojo. Luckily, there's some people around.
Nanako, don't worry. Sensei will be fine. Those thugs that challenged the dojo were strong.
Maybe, but I'm still worried about him. Things have gotten dangerous before in the past.
It's just because he's been possessed. That's all.
Hey there!
Who are you? I don't care whether you're trespassers or just here to harass us while Sensei isn't. Don't make me draw my blade, or you won't live to regret it.
No! You got it so wrong. We just came here to,
Disciples?
Yep. We've heard all about them, but then we got here and...
From the... Please, accept my apologies. You haven't arrived at the best of times, I'm afraid. Sensei got possessed recently. I see you are earnest in your pursuit. Oh, Sensei's name is Domon. Though self-taught, he mastered the art of the sword to a high level. He once said that his goal was to become... And so, even while trained... But then...
Not long ago, Sensei, he says the strangest thing. Junya and I have discussed it, and we both think that he's being possessed by an evil spirit. But if I'm honest,
The Grand Narukami Shrine?
You haven't heard of it? It's the largest shrine on Narukami Island. The head shrine maiden is reputed to have very close ties with the almighty Shogun herself. Not that we'd have any means of involving the head shrine maiden, of course. So don't worry, Nanako. Sensei is going to be just fine. The exorcism will take place this evening. You're both...
So, losing your vision can...
Shh. So you decided to come. Just now, when she asked him who the people were, it looked like he was in great distress. All the while he kept calling those names. One of them was Anzai. Sensei wouldn't stop calling his name. The ritual has now begun. Please, excuse me for a moment while I fetch some water.
Huh? Who's that sneaking around? We won't let them get away with it! Seems they aren't here. Should we keep going further up? Is this definitely the right place? Let's look a little further up. Aha! Suspicious person sighted!
How? Are you sure? Unless...
Excuse me? And what are you doing sneaking around the...
Bad news? I'll have you know I trained side by side with... I don't care to talk about that time anymore.
His senior?
Anzai? Yes, that's me. Because I don't wish to see Domon or anyone else associated with him ever. When we were young, we trained under the same... I had begun training 5 years before him, and every practitioners of Make Yoshi's Sui art seek to achieve stillness. But Domon was different. The first thing he did, Sensei scolded him and told him that the art of the sword should not be used for such vain ends. I thought so too at the time. But only then did I realize that he was consumed by his singular desire to become the best in the...
Sure sounds like he meant...
Because until he arrived, I was convinced that I would succeed. Of all the disciples, I was the most gifted. Domon's arrival changed everything. When we sparred, I lost not just the match. Later, I heard that he sparred with Sensei too. After that, I wanted nothing further to do with him. So, when I heard rumors that he had lost his mind, I decided to quietly come and see if it were true. So you see, I came here... Okay, you've heard my story.
Seems like we... Still, Paimon...
does that mean he's just lost his mind?
Nanako, please.
I am sorry. With what powers I have, but spirits may take a myriad of forms in this world, and all is certainly not...
Lady Yai? Is that the same Lady Yai that I...
The head shrine maiden of the Grand Narukami Shrine? That's what...
Correct. Lady Yai is most knowledgeable indeed, and has abundant experience in the exorcism of... I am unable to say for certain whether an evil spirit has possessed your sensei.
Excuse me, Miss Inagi.
That won't be necessary. I must leave now.
Who'd have thought Lady Yai herself would...
Do you mean to say that Sensei isn't...
No, that's not what I meant at all. I just mean this is Lady Yai. Anyway, you should join us too, given that you've traveled all this way just to meet our sensei.
Sure! After... Who Who knows? Maybe we'll be able to...